all preparing for Shavuot, which is coming at us in just a couple of days. And we're all interested in fulfilling the purpose of this Chag, which obviously is to receive the Torah. Michal says, every year the holidays come, each Chag passes by. Michal says that a special light of that holiday, of the inyan, of the idea of that holiday, comes every year, occurs, a recurring theme. So on Shavuot, Bav Sivan, the Torah was received. We makabel that which runs our lives, that which is Orech Yaminu, the light of our days. And I thought it's important to maybe discuss tonight a little bit about how to be makabel the Torah. How do we receive it? How do we accept it? What are the keys? Now I saw here quoted a midrash. And the midrash is as follows. It's on this week's parasha. Vayidaber Hashem al Moshe b'midbar Sinai b'Omer. Hashem spoke to Moshe in Midbar Sinai in the tent of meeting. The Midrash Rabbah says, Lama b'midbar Sinai. Why did Hashem give the Torah on Har Sinai? Mikan shanu chachamim b'gimel dvarim nitna Torah. From here, the Torah, the Chachamim teach us that there's three things that the Torah was given with: be'esh, b'mayim, u'b'midbar, with fire, with water, and with desert. And the Midrash goes on to quote Psukim, which teach us where we learn all these three things from. And the Ketav Sofer has a very interesting explanation of what all these things mean to us. The Torah was given to us in water, in fire, and in Midbar, in desert. Ketav Sofer says like this. He says water. Water is something that the Chachamim say always comes from a high place to a low place. And the Torah is compared to water. He says, just like water goes from a high place to a low place, also Torah. Torah can only go to a person who makes himself low, who makes his dat shefilah. His mind should be lowly. He should be an anav. He should be humble. Being humble doesn't necessarily mean being crouched over or talking in a low voice, or saying hi to everybody when you don't like them. Being humble might mean something like even when you're learning together, you're learning with chavruta, your chavruta says something you don't like. Don't be so quick to fight him. Accept what he has to say, hear him out, give some time to think about it. Yeah? When a person doesn't destroy even on his own. So it's very easy to read the Gemara and disagree with what it might have to say. But at the end of the day, we have to have an attitude of anava, an attitude of humility, even towards the Torah. Hashem wrote the Torah. The Torah knows better than us. And at the end of the day, we have to have an attitude of humility. That's one way of approaching it. That's one requirement towards accepting the Torah and receiving it again. The second requirement, ish. Ish is fire. What does that mean? The Ketav Sofer writes that ish represents light that guides our way. Kiner mitzvah b'Torah or. What does it mean that the Torah is or, Torah is light? It means that the Torah guides our lives. If we have any other elements, anything else from the outside guiding our lives, then we can't be so sure that Hashem is there behind us. We have to make sure that it's purely from the Torah, our guidance is all from Hashem, and that's the only way we can be guaranteed all the brachot that the Torah has to provide to us. Esh, Mayim, and finally Midbar. What does Midbar represent? Midbar is an empty place. Midbar is a place where there's no food, there's no water, there's no shelter, there's cactuses maybe and some scorpions. It's a place without luxuries. Ketav Sofer writes that a person who wants to be makabel Torah, a person who wants to receive the Torah again on Shavuot, he has to live a life free of luxuries, or at least minimize them as much as he's capable of. Because the more luxuries that a person has, the less likely it is that the Torah can enter inside of him. There's a story once about a certain Mikubal, a Kabbalist that came to a city, and he seemed to be pretty legitimate, and he was performing all his magical tricks. And he was going around giving people brachot, probably for money. And the rabbis of the town came to the Gadolador, the head rabbi of the generation. They asked him, is this rabbi legitimate? This Mikubal, is he the real deal? So the Gadolador said, what you should do is you should go to his house in private and see how he eats. Now, if he eats with tremendous gusto and fervor, you can be sure that he's not the real deal. You can be sure that he's using forces of impurity, kochot tumah. If you see that he's eating and he leaves some behind and he doesn't have such an appetite, then you can be sure that he's the real deal. So sure enough, the group of people went to his house and they saw that he ate with great gusto and gluttonous appetite, and they called him out and they found that he wasn't the real deal. So 3 factors, 3 requirements in being Mekabel the Torah. Water, be humble. Ish, know that the Torah is the only thing that can guide us throughout our lives. And number 3, midbar. Midbar means not living a life of luxuries. Be happy with what we have. We don't need to have any more. And that way, all that can combine to allow the Torah to come inside of us and for us to be Mekabel the Torah, the Shavuot, B'ezrat Hashem. And have a good night. Thank you for listening.